Formula One is getting ready for the Imola GP, and this weekend promises a few surprises. It might be the last time we see this race on the calendar, especially with Pirelli rolling out a fresh tire and teams bringing some important upgrades. On top of that, the F1 CEO recently spoke about the possibility of removing the Imola GP from future schedules. These are the main stories we'll be following as the race weekend unfolds. The Imola track is one of the most historic in racing, but it faces an uncertain future. The F1 CEO, Stefano Domenicali, who was actually born nearby, seems to think this circuit might not have a place in the sport going forward. We'll talk about that more later. But first, let's focus on what could shape the race itself. One key factor to watch this weekend is the weather. Right now, there's a chance of rain showers on race day, while the practice and qualifying sessions earlier in the weekend are expected to stay dry. That means teams have to prepare for both conditions, which is always tricky. We know how much a wet track can change things, especially when it comes to setting up the cars. Since the final setups are locked in after the last practice, some teams might put more effort into planning for the race than focusing solely on qualifying speed. Pirelli has also announced something new for this race: the introduction of the C6 tire compound. It's the softest tire they've made so far, and the goal is to encourage teams to use a two-stop strategy during the race. This should shake up the tactics and hopefully make the racing more exciting. Now, what are the teams bringing to the table this weekend? Red Bull is definitely one to watch. They've developed an upgrade aimed at improving the car's aerodynamic balance, especially by managing airflow underneath. This change should boost downforce and give Max Verstappen a more stable car to handle, especially on this track which demands more grip and precision. They chose Imola for these improvements because the circuit is more technical, needing better downforce than many other tracks where upgrades often appear. For Red Bull, this package could be crucial in deciding if they stay in the championship hunt for the rest of the year. Inside the team, there's a feeling this upgrade might be a turning point. Given how strong McLaren has been lately, this could really make a difference. Red Bull isn't the only team making changes. Ferrari had planned to bring a bigger upgrade package during one of their two home races this year. According to their technical chief, Fred Vasseur, the real challenge isn't just adding new parts but finding the right balance with the car's existing setup. He's clear that no single upgrade will suddenly make the SF25 competitive overnight. Still, Ferrari will have some new components at Imola. Vasseur explained that small steps forward are planned here and again in Barcelona. The key is to get everything working smoothly together. He also mentioned that Imola's track could be a bit more favorable for them compared to Miami, because it's less about speed and more about handling the corners and curbs. Tire management was a big problem in Miami, so they'll need to improve on that. While Ferrari and Red Bull are preparing their upgrades, there's another team quietly making progress: Mercedes. This team has been steadily climbing back toward the front. On many tracks, they're now the second fastest car, and their goal is to challenge for race wins more regularly. Toto Wolff, the team principal, says the upgrades arriving at Imola are just the beginning of their plan for the next few races. He believes the team's progress with the new W16 car shows they are on the right track. Their focus now is to keep improving and fight for victories as the European part of the season kicks off. An added boost could come from the home crowd cheering for Antonio Giovinazzi. Coming off a strong qualifying result in Miami, the Italian driver might use this momentum to put in a standout performance here. Given all this, Imola might be one of the last times we see this race on the calendar. The future of the Imola GP is uncertain. Stefano Domenicali, F1's CEO and a local to the area, mentioned that having two races in Italy is becoming harder to maintain. Monza recently renewed its contract until 2031, which means Imola's spot on the calendar is at risk. He also pointed out that Italy has always been a big part of F1, but with the sport growing worldwide, it's challenging to keep two events in the same country. Emilia has played a key role, especially during tough times like the 2020 season, when the pandemic hit hard. Organizers worked hard to hold 2 races that year, but the increasing pressure from the sport's expansion might push Emilia off the calendar. The drivers have shared their thoughts, but it seems the decision is beyond their control. Still, there's plenty to look forward to at Emilia, including some exciting battles on the track. Even though McLaren is currently the strongest team on the grid, they have their own challenges. The rivalry between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri continues to heat up. Piastri has now passed Norris in race wins for McLaren, with 6 victories compared to 5. This puts extra pressure on Norris to step up his game and start delivering better results immediately. Despite this internal battle, McLaren remains a team to watch closely. However, the FIA is also keeping an eye on them because of suspicions about the use of phase-changing materials, PCMs. If proven true, this could give McLaren a significant advantage, and the FIA would have a tough time deciding what's allowed and what's not under the sporting rules. Another interesting storyline. This weekend is the return of Franco Colapinto. The Argentine driver is stepping in for Jack Doohan on a 5-race deal. Colapinto will need to deliver strong performances right from the start, because F1 is unforgiving. One mistake could cost him his seat quickly. So far, Colapinto has shown flashes of brilliance but also some struggles, making this a big gamble for Alpine. With all these elements in play, Emilia promises to be an exciting race, full of drama both on and off the track. What do you think about the chances of Emilia staying on the calendar? Could this really be the final race on this iconic circuit? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to check out the video on your screen right now for more updates and insights.